Hey everyone, it's me, Aisha Nairi, and welcome to Aisha Nairi TV, where we talk about mindset and creative entrepreneurism and how to manifest your big, beautiful, wonderful creative life. I read something today. As we know, right now we're living in very interesting times. I'm not going to say surprising times, just interesting times that have happened before in the nature of human existence. And I read something about the concept of good trouble, which I really love. And I do think as creative entrepreneurs, creative people have a special place when it comes to just being little rabble rousers and bucking the status quo and putting themselves out there. I think it's because creatives as a concept are vulnerable. They put themselves out there. They allow themselves to feel vulnerable. They allow to put their ideas and thoughts out there and do it in a way that other people can take it in and connect to very quickly, either by what they create with their hands or their thoughts or their words or their sounds, but they've created something that other people can connect to, and so they build bridges in different ways. And some people that get very intimidated by that because there is a power in being able to reach across many areas very quickly and also to be strong enough to put yourself out there. So yeah, creative people do tend to be a little bit on the rabble-rousy side. And it made me think, one of my personal skills that I have, and I always have been this, those that have known me for even a short amount of time, but especially those that have known me like my whole life, I think you could tell, pretty happy, positive, upbeat person. Here's the thing though. It's not an act, you guys. Like this is not an act. This is who I am most of the time. I'm not gonna say all the time. I am human, so I do go through a range of normal human emotions. But for the most part, I am what you call upbeat, sunny, sparkling, positive person. In my life, that has sometimes caused problems and aggravated people. I'm not kidding you. Aggravated people, like really brought people to anger and distrust and fear, or even to the point that they want to silence me or get me away as quickly as possible. Now, in my younger days, not understanding it, that really hurt my feelings and it made me want to shrink and kind of hide, because when you want to connect and you're getting off feedback from people that it's aggravating them or making them angry, a lot of people's normal reaction, if they don't know better, is to try to change. I have now learned that actually that level of optimism and joy, if it's authentic, people don't trust it because they're not used to seeing it. Or sometimes it reminds them of where they're at on their energy level or on their journey, and they don't like it. So having someone around who is radiating this positivity really just ticks them off, because it reminds them of what they don't have. There's various other reasons why this is, but bottom line is what I'm coming to realize now in this age of upheaval, it's not a coincidence that I exist at this time, or I'm coming of age, or I'm not coming of age, or I'm grown up, that I exist during this time period. And I want you to think of that for yourself too. It's not a coincidence that you are here experiencing this time in our history. This isn't a coincidence. So therefore, there's something about you that adds to this. And you can start shifting dialogues and conversations in one way or another. You have that power. And I'm realizing my gift of being joyful and happy is I can help other people to recognize, to be able to be that joyful and to go back to joy even when things aren't working out the way you want them to. Even when you don't feel like you have 100% control over everything. Because guess what? You will never have 100% control over everything in the world, because number one, you can't control other people. Number two, you can't control things like the weather and the environment, but you can start to, well, when you control yourself, and when you control your energy, and when you control your thoughts, and when you control what you are putting out into the world, then you do control your reality, because you start to draw things to you that need to happen. There's different ways to have influence and power and just putting yourself out there. So if in my happiness and joyfulness, I'm not saying anyone needs to be happy all the time. I'm not saying that anyone needs to be bubbly all the time, but it is a gift to be able to look at the world no matter what, and no matter how many times you fall down, no matter how many times you get smacked down, no matter how many times you hear no, no matter how many times you find yourself smack in a world of anger and hate and fear, to be able to maintain your light, and not just maintain your light. I mean, find ways to fuel it, to make it brighter and brighter, and find those other people, attract those people to you that will help you build your light even brighter and brighter and brighter. That is a gift. So what was once looked at in my eyes and other people's eyes as a detriment, that I was being naive, or who do I think I am, and I must not be very smart, to now being able to realize that, you know what, especially in the world we live in today, my being joyful and optimistic is a huge asset, because that means no matter what, I will always be able to find my way back to this place. I will always be able to find my way back to joy. Always. And that theory has been tested in my life many times. I'm sure it'll be tested again. I too, just like every other human, I have gone through trauma. I have gone through brokenness. I have gone through places where I just thought I could barely go on. I have grieved. I've cried. I have been raging angry. All the rage of human emotions. And no matter what, I always find my way back to my optimism. I always find my way back to joy. So go wherever you need to go. Experience and feel everything as much as you can. But know that you can always find your way back to joy. And find the people that help you remember that, because it is a gift and you need it. As a creative entrepreneur, you need to be able to find your way back, because there are going to be so many times you just, it doesn't work out the way you want it to immediately. It will work out. Sometimes the details get a little hairy, and sometimes we fall down, and sometimes other people don't see it as quickly as we'd like it to. But that doesn't mean it's not there. That is my offering to you. Always find your way back to optimism. That's the wonderful thing about optimism and hope. It's always there. Sometimes you gotta dig for it, but it's there. And as soon as you lose it permanently, it might go undercover a little bit. I get it, because sometimes you need to readjust when the lights go out. You gotta readjust your eyesight to be able to see again. But it's always there. And you can always find your way back. So feel what you're going to feel, and then pick yourself up and keep going and keep going and keep going. Keep being good trouble. Good trouble all the way. All right. So that is it for today. If this resonated with you, make sure you are subscribing to this channel, like and sharing this video so I can reach as many creative entrepreneurs as possible, because I want to see so many wonderful works out there. I think it's necessary and it's brilliant, and you can help shift the energy that's going on right now. So that said, until tomorrow, happy creating, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.